It's your girl, Professor Cinephile. And guess what? It is award season, major award seasons. Awards are given out all throughout the year, but we tend to focus on the larger awards like the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the Oscars, the BAFTAs, Critics' Choice Award, the Actors Award. It used to be the Screen Actors Guild. Now I think it's just called the Actors Award. I don't know, I keep going. But those are the ones that people tend to focus on. But there are plenty of awards that are given out throughout the year. There's been a lot of talk about, films like Sinners, which has won, I think like 200 awards already. Films like One Battle After Another. I've reviewed these films. You can go watch them. And then I want to talk about Bugonia because I think that's important. And maybe next time I'll do Hamnet. Okay. But these are some of the films that are like the big ones this season. And I am going to do a pre-Oscars kind of rundown on the films that I think are going to win in different categories. Let's just say I'm very happy that Wicked for Good got nothing. They paid that film dust, and I'm very happy about it. But we'll talk about that later. So, the film I'm going to talk about today is Bugonia. Bugonia stars Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. I'm really excited to talk about this because I do think that this is maybe Emma Stone's best performance ever in her whole life, right? Um, and so, spoiler alert, you know how it goes. I may be revealing things that happen. There's a big plot twist in this. I'll save it till towards the end or what have you, but I'm just letting you know we might get into it. All right. So the premise of this film is that there's a man who lives with his brother, or he's got this brother who is autistic, and he's convinced that that the human beings are being experimented on by aliens. Now listen, this is not a new kind of premise, it's not a new idea. We know that there are a lot of people that believe that aliens have made contact with humans, have been experimenting on us and all this stuff over the years, so that's not new, right? But he's like really, really, really into this. Like he believes it. He's, one of those people that has like the conspiracy theory things on the walls. And he's kind of like convinced his brother, but then it also seems like maybe his brother isn't convinced, but he kind of just goes along with him because that's all they got, right? So they believe that the CEO of this like pharmaceutical company is, an alien and that she experimented on their mom, who is still, very sick and incapacitated in the hospital. She's like in a coma or whatever. So they hatch a plan to like kidnap her and force her to try to help save the mom, right? So Emma Stone plays Michelle. She's the CEO of this pharmaceutical company. She is taken hostage by them and like they shave her head and they like torture her with like electric shocks and all these kinds of things to try to get the truth out of her, to try to get some help and stuff like that. And so there's, a lot of it is she's negotiating, trying to fight for her life so she can escape. She's like, ah, get out of here. These people are crazy, right? So there's a lot of that. And this is where the magic happens in this film. I cannot say enough amazing things about Emma Stone in this film. First of all, she is channeling Sigourney Weaver in her prime. Okay, I'm a big Sigourney Weaver fan. I don't know about her personally or her personal politics, whatever. But Sigourney Weaver in her prime, especially when she did Aliens with the shaved head, I was just like, yo, like Emma Stone was given that, and like just aesthetically and everything, like she was she was macro performing, like she's owning the scene because most of the scenes are just her and Jesse together, right? It's Emma and Jesse who have fantastic chemistry, by the way, like. First of all, Jesse was acting his ass off too. I see why he has also received some Best Actor nominations because he really was doing his thing. And I think the two of them together made each other better as they were going throughout this. But she has these moments of intensity, of subtlety, quiet. There's times where you're like, yo, is she crazy too? Like she had like so she's channeling this kind of like shrewd CEO, right? Like these CEOs, let's look at, the the adjuster took out the CEO of United because they are overseeing some really horrible things that are happening to human beings, right? And this film definitely is like commentary on big pharma, on, our healthcare, the treachery of the healthcare system, right? And it definitely is commenting on like human addiction and disillusionment and all these kinds of things, right? So there's a lot of like really good social commentary. And Bill is kind of like a black comedy, you know what I mean? It's kind of like some dark comedy. It's got funny moments, but not ha 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 funny, but like, huh, kind of moments, right? We love that. But it does have a lot of social commentary, socio-political commentary in it, and I just thought it was great. And you get a lot of the really great texture in Emma Stone's monologue. Like she's got this one monologue where she's actually telling him, okay, fine, I'm an alien, whatever, basically whatever I need to say to get out of here. But like she's sitting there giving this monologue, this indictment on humanity that has so much conviction. And she is dragging humanity for filth. And I was sitting there just like, come on, say it. Like she was really doing her thing. And it's so interesting because I didn't know what to expect with this film, right? I was just like, I saw Poor Things and I was just kind of like, okay. That's how I felt after Poor Things. Poor Things was like the thing, right? Remember, everybody was loving Poor Things, and I was sitting there like, okay. So I wasn't really sure where we were going to go with this one, right? Nah, this was it. This was a good, good, good film. And then, so I'm going to spoil it. Go away. Come back. Okay. So as it gets towards the end of the film, the twist is she actually is an alien. She actually is the leader of the Andromeda. Alien. Really were experimenting on humans. And it's so funny to me because it just kind of highlights the way we ostracize certain people, right? We call them psychotic, we call them crazy, because they know certain things to be truth, things that exist in this kind of supernatural realm outside of what we've been taught is, how we're supposed to think about things. And because maybe they have a gift of sight or intuition or they can, pick up on things, we ostracize them. But maybe, as all sci-fi kind of teaches us, that maybe we should step outside of the box a bit more and maybe pay a little more attention to the people who we have pegged as, psychotic town criers, right? So he was right all along. But basically, she goes back and she's like, yeah, the humans ain't even worth it. Click. And she has like a little Thanos snap, but she like pops this thing and she's done. It's like humans are done. But they leave wildlife and animals to thrive because basically human beings do not deserve Earth. Like, what are we doing? And so that's it. So it's a bit of a thriller because there is some torture in there. Like you might want to be mindful of that if you don't like seeing women be tortured. There is torture in there. Um, there is suicide in there, and there's a whole commentary on suicide, right? And then, there's that kind of like violence against women or what have you, but it does serve the plot. And you know me, I don't like gratuitous violence against women because it's totally unnecessary and we really don't need it. We don't need rape as a plot device. We don't need torture as a plot device. But in this particular film, it actually works very well. It works to exhibit his paranoia and his, psychosis, but that we really find out is not really psychosis. He's right all along. But also it does serve the plot. So I'll give it that. Um, I just, oh my gosh, like again, I cannot stress enough that there is a lot of indictment on humanity and how we have completely messed this whole thing up. Like this, we don't deserve this rock that we're on. The greed, the capitalism, the exploitation, the discrimination, the marginal, all those things, like those are things that, are critiqued in this film. And so I do think that you'll enjoy it. I want you to watch this film. I absolutely want you to watch this film. I think it's streaming on Peacock right now and probably some other platforms. Emma Stone is at her peak. I mean, and I've been following Emma Stone for many, many years now, and she just keeps getting better and better and better. And there's part of me is like, how do you top this? But she's still so young and she still has such a way to go. But you can see that she's maturing in these, into these roles that she's taking. I mean, she's just fantastic. Jesse was amazing. He's been skipped over for some awards, but he's also been nominated for several awards as well, recognizing him in this role, and I think he absolutely deserves it. So I'm actually going to give, and this is weird, I'm going to give Begonia five hearts. Like this is a 5-heart film. Um, Watch this film. Like I can't recommend it enough. Please watch Bugonia. Okay.